It's the Salvation Army, except you're the army and she's the one who receives the salvation.
The libs, fellas, are not exactly in the spirit of Thanksgiving. They're doing what they do.
Mm-hmm. California sucks so badly that the people that want to run the place don't even want to live there.
Yeah.
Democrats have zero respect for voters.
Yep.
Period. They
It's the
think,
blue state machine. It atrophies all the talent.
We're going to win. It's a blue state. We don't have to put a good salesman up. We don't care. Just slop.
That's
You're going to vote for him.
Dude, that's 100% right. He's 100% right.
I've worked at Coca-Cola for 21 years.
We're delivering Dr. Pepper from our brand new facility in Dallas, Texas.
We're really proud to still make Pepsi products in America.
You don't need a college degree to work here, but I put 4 kids through college by working here.
This is a great place to work with great people and great American brands.
Grocery stores, convenience stores, restaurants, they all depend on us.
We deliver great paying jobs.
We deliver beverages people love.
We deliver for our community.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Keep the faith, hold the line, and own the libs. It's time for our main event.
Good Tuesday to you. Welcome back to the Ruthless Variety Program. It is Thanksgiving week. I'm Josh Holmes, along with Comfortably Smug, Michael Duncan, and John Ashbrook, left to right across your radio dial. One of our very favorite weeks here at the Ruthless Variety Program. I think the kind of thing that brought us into, the conservative mainstream in a lot of ways, is what we've got coming up on Thanksgiving Day, our spectacular.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving Spectacular. The first time we did it in the first year, now it's been 5 years we're doing this, it kind of just took off.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what really put this show into orbit. We all had a great time, and every year it's become a tradition. So everyone, all our listeners, everyone on YouTube, you've got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, if you're one of the new listeners or viewers of the Ruthless Variety Program, you don't know what we're talking about here. I mean, you're really going to want to fire that thing up first thing in the morning.
Yeah, you're
on
right.
Thanksgiving.
More or less a playbook on how to deal with lib relatives.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for something that is, sort of a solemn, introspective component to the holiday, that's not your spot.
What I'm thankful for this year.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not that.
No, it's unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's offensive and it's fun. It's the opposite of what you're going to experience with your lib relatives who are judging you and telling you you're wrong and you're the worst thing on the planet. Listen to this and have a couple of yucks before you go into that lion's den. You won't regret it.
No question about it. But before we get to that, we've got some work to do here, fellas. This week, we've got Todd Lyons, the ICE director. A lot of people asking for a little bit of information about what it is that they're up to. It's obviously a cornerstone in terms of what this administration has been focused on during the first year here under the Trump administration. But, there's questions. And we get to all of that at the back end of this very episode. Todd Lyons, very good guy. Mm-hmm. Nice of him to come in.
Yep.
It turns out that the libs, fellas, are not exactly in the spirit of Thanksgiving. They're doing what they do. Mm-hmm. And it starts with AOC, who clearly runs at least one, I would say the majority component of the Democratic Party at this point. Mm-hmm. And there's an awful lot of what happens around the holidays where politicians sort of posture as though they share your values. Mm-hmm. Right? They're feeding people. They're doing all of these things. Well, I think AOC is perfectly embodied what it is that some of the libs are up to in a New York Post piece that has caught on to something that she's doing. AOC email seeks donations for a turkey giveaway, but the money goes straight to her campaign coffers.
That is unreal.
I can't believe it.
There it is on screen, the email. See, look, if you see that, for listeners only, you see an image. This is the email that AOC sends out. It's like her handing a turkey off to someone in need, like at one of these donation centers, and the contribute button even has the little turkey emoji. You're thinking you're helping people in need here.
Right. No, it's the Salvation Army, except you're the army and she's the one who receives the salvation.
Well, she has in years past raised money directly for organizations that were having turkey drives, essentially. 2021, She reported raising $33,000 for 3 local charities. Like there's a. Can we pop this up one more time? Did you guys notice the logo?
Yeah.
She's got the exclamation point.
The AOC logo.
Like the Spanish, when they put the exclamation points on both ends and one's upside down.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's a nice touch.
It is a nice touch.
That's something that's unique. Anyway, what she's done is Power Hungry Squad member AOC has cooked up a new way, this is according to New York Post, to have her cake and eat it too this Thanksgiving by tying her annual turkey giveaway to her massive re-election campaign enterprise. And critics are crying foul.
FOWL, like these artists at the Post.
Yeah.
That's
really
so good. It's so good.
Best.
Thanksgiving is 2 weeks away, the self-described Bronx girl wrote in the email pitch. Will you chip in $5 or anything that you can today to help bring the joy of the holiday season into homes around New York City this year? But clicking on the contribution link sends people directly to a campaign fundraising page operated by Act Blue, where donors are prompted to make a one-time or reoccurring monthly donation.
That's right. Most people stuff their turkeys with breadcrumbs. She's giving you the opportunity to stuff hers with cold, hard cash.
So this has become a little bit of an issue, and there are some people locally that are having a problem with it. A campaign, this is a quote from City Council Minority Leader Joe Borelli.
Former, he used to be former.
Oh, it's a former. Yeah. No, you can't have any Republicans anywhere near that kind of thing these days. A campaign is not supposed to be a pass-through for charitable work, said Joe Borelli. What if she raised enough money for millions of turkeys? Would she buy millions of turkeys, or would she keep $990,000 for her campaign and then throw the rest of the turkeys out?
Well, it's an important point, right? Because if it's going through your Act Blue page and benefit of the doubt, what they're trying to accomplish here is that they still control all the data for what they're doing. Okay, like there's a lot of campaigns who do this. It's not a good look.
Yeah, no.
You remember when PodSave did that thing for the fire,
yeah,
right? And they were running it through their Act Blue page.
Yes.
Now, I don't want to cast dispersions on people and think that they're somehow skimming off the top here, but it raises a point here. Like what Joe's saying raises a point. Is like if it's going through her Act Blue, and it has the option for a one-time or recurring monthly donation. If you made a recurring monthly donation off of this page, they're not sending you a turkey every fucking month, right? They're buying one turkey, and then you got 11 turkeys worth of donations to AOC.
Well, it's the way to grow your list, so to speak. More people to try to raise money off of in the future.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that there's always a transaction fee, and in this case, there's political fundraising, digital operations that take a piece. Act Blue takes a piece. All these. If you wanted to give money to just for like hungry people to get turkeys, you wouldn't certainly go through a political organization to do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's exactly right. They always give you a chance to split the wishbone, but somehow they usually end up with the bigger half.
So City Councilman Robert Holdman, he's a D from Queens, who's hosted turkey drives of his own without seeking donations from the public, agreed. Socialists like AOC and Mamdani love to promise everything for free, but somehow it always ends up shaking them down, working people under the guise of community goodwill, he told the Post. It's a typical bait and switch, pretending to be for the people while quietly pillaging them for every dollar they can get.
That's it.
Oh. Well, it seems like this is part and parcel of the newfound Democratic Party, isn't it, fellas?
It sure is. It sure is. And I feel like if they want to find out what the future could be like under that sort of leadership, they should call the poor Russians who may still be alive today, who lived under the USSR, and their opinion of the government is different from the rich people who were involved in the USSR, who have somehow found their way into everybody's social media feeds over the last few years.
Well, and they've also had a few boats taken.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So it's not all good.
It's not all good. That's right.
They had a few boats taken during the Ukraine crisis.
You need to think of the oligarchs.
You got to think
St.
of
Bart's.
You have to
at these times.
In trying times like these.
Who else will?
Exactly. So Swalwell's back in the news, fellas?
Oh, boy.
So you guys have been aware of the fact that he has had somewhat of a mortgage and tax issue here lately?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, so many Democrats have. It's hard to keep up, but what's his?
Well, so the New York Post reports that Eric Swalwell seemingly used a D.C. house at the center of a mortgage fraud allegation for a California governor campaign launch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a tough look.
Yeah. So Swalwell apparently used this. It is at the center of a mortgage and tax fraud investigation in a video announcing his gubernatorial campaign. Can we put up graphic 2, please? Okay, so this is the home.
Oh, this is a tweet from friend of the program, Rob Pyers.
Yeah. Yeah. So Pyers writes, judging from the stairway banister and the kitchen island lights, Eric Swalwell appears to have filmed his campaign launch video for California governor at his primary residence in Washington, D.C.
That's so good.
Incredible. That's incredible.
So he's launching right from his own home,
Yeah.
right there in Washington, D.C., which is somewhat problematic when you're trying to represent the good state of California. Far be it from us to suggest that you ought to have some kind of a residence in California if you're trying to represent that. But then to run for governor is quite another thing.
I mean, to be honest, Gavin, the current governor, a lot of folks who had residences in California, they caught fire, they left. So, a California residence isn't the best indication of being a Californian these days. They'll
Right.
burn your house down, they'll let it burn. And you're like, well, what are you going to do about it? You get the surrender Cobra photos of Gavin, and he's still their governor. Like, the guy honestly should be in jail for what he's allowed to happen to that state. I would not be surprised that someone running for governor is like, I don't care. I'll film it in
It's
D.C.
exactly right, Smug. It's like California sucks so badly that the people that want to run the place don't even want to live there.
Yeah.
You know?
He's like, well, I want it in a safe location. All right.
DC.
Yeah. Trump's got the National Guard out here making sure I don't get robbed or shot. This isn't L.A.
I mean, maybe it's his campaign team protecting him from himself. They don't want him to fart at the announcement ceremony.
There is that.
I mean, that's possible.
There is that. It's a $1.2 million Victorian-style bungalow in the nation's capital where the screenshots from his campaign spot came from. The California Constitution requires candidates for governor and lieutenant governor to have maintained residency over the last 5 years in the state. But Secretary of State Shirley Weber's office said it is a legal opinion is that that this provision violates the U.S. Constitution and is unenforceable. Okay. It violates. I see. It's a constitutional crisis when you don't live in the state to uphold people.
Dude, they're
so ridiculous.
It really is.
Democrats are so ridiculous. How do you take them seriously?
Dude, so this is a good point right here. That's highlighted. It says a post review of public records did not show Swalwell currently owning any property in the Golden State, and in fact
seems like a
revealed that the
problem.
congressman hasn't been associated with any address there for at least a decade, around the time he began gearing up to run for Congress.
I'm sure
Legit, he's just like a DC animal.
I'm sure Fang Fang has a property unless she's back in China. Right?
Oh, yeah.
This was the spy.
Yeah, they were quite close at one time.
Many people are saying.
Perhaps estranged
Too close.
now, though, that we got onto it at some level. Anyway, the guy doesn't have any property records, and he's now filming his California gubernatorial ads at the D.C. house.
I guess ultimately what I think is funniest about this is it shows how little these liberal politicians give a shit about the people that they represent.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the most populous state in the union, a huge economy, and you want to be the governor of this place, and you can't even just find the time
Right.
to get a camera crew and record an
Go to
ad from
California.
somewhere in California.
Right,
And blue states. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, Ash. Blue states take their voters for granted to such an extreme extent, and that's why you see them spiral and get worse and worse.
Right, for them, it's just a stepping stone.
Yeah.
It's just like a chance to stay alive in the political system and hope that they can rise up and get another job somewhere in the Dem ecosystem. And it is not about a set of responsibilities and people who are depending on you to execute on those responsibilities. Eric Swalwell's not going to rebuild the Palisades any more than Gavin Newsom's going to rebuild the Palisades. Eric Swalwell, if he wins the governor's race, is going to sit over a state with more wildfires, and then he's going to just blame it on climate change, and he's going to blame it on somebody else until he can get a job in the Kamala Harris or AOC administration. Democrats suck at governing.
Pathetic, you're right,
Can we
dude.
talk just a second about how they're just not sending their best?
They never do,
Like
especially
right now,
California.
I think the two leading candidates in that primary are
Yeah.
Swalwell and Katie Porter.
Can you imagine having to choose between Katie Porter and Eric Swalwell about who's going to be your governor?
It's a good point, man.
It's like, do
My
I want to elect
God.
ISIS or Al Qaeda?
It's genuinely amazing. I mean, one guy doesn't even pretend to live there. He's got a D.C. place that he's, all kinds of. He has no property records whatsoever in California. The only thing is making an ass out of himself online.
Right.
And then, allegedly sleeping with Chinese spies. And then the other one is just an absolute volcano.
Right.
Just
Just
a
a-
monster of a person
a
who
tyrant.
told any Republican living in California that she's like she does not care about you, point blank.
She's like Jabba the Hutt screaming at you every day.
Right. It just proves that Democrats have zero respect for voters.
Yep.
Period.
It's the
think,
blue state machine. It
yeah, we're-
atrophies all the talent.
We're going to win. It's a blue state. We don't have to put a good salesman up. We don't care. Just slop.
That's
You're going to
it.
vote for him.
Dude, that's 100% right. He's 100% right.
So in like the two of the bluest nations bluest states in this country, you've got one soliciting campaign contributions for a turkey giveaway that they just put in their campaign coffers. And the other side of the coin, you got one just hideous fat ass volcano against a dude that doesn't live there, who's just like sort of an ex-reply guy.
Right.
In some ways.
Right.
And that's the choice that they've provided Democrats. And they seem perfectly comfortable with it.
They sure do. And it is just continuing to like drive our country into the dirt. Like say what you will about Barack Obama, guy was a good salesman. Democrats will attack Donald Trump to the end of the earth. The guy's the most famous person on the planet. Great salesman, great deal guy, different from anything we've seen before. We are like on the heels of great American figures in their own eyes, and now we're dealing with slop.
Slop.
That's it.
Slop. Well, speaking of slop, we've got some updates to a Fun Time Friday story. Recall we talked about Olivia Nuzzi and that saga about Ryan Lizza and the rest. And Smug, I think you promised that there would be part 2 and part 3 of all of that. We were unaware of it. Well, part 2 is dropped, and there are components, pieces of it. If you enjoyed, I found this, it was almost like a Rorschach test with our audience, where it's like, if you get the comedy and you get the art, you just loved it. If you're here for us just to stand on libs, you're going to have to bear with us a little bit because it is that.
I must have gotten more "this has been your best episode" like ever messages than I think I have for almost any episode. Like, folks loved it. If you haven't seen it, it's not the one that you're listening to when you're picking the kids up from school, but
No, that's right.
it's a fun episode.
Right. And so if you're going to have to listen to this without the kids in the car, just when we come back, do that.
America's demand for energy is rising rapidly, and at a time when American families can least afford an energy shortage. But for decades, critical energy projects have been blocked, limiting our access to reliable, affordable American energy and putting America's energy dominance at risk. The solution is obvious. Overhaul the broken energy permitting process. Make it faster and simpler. Innovation, a strong workforce, abundant oil and gas. We have it all right here in the USA. Let's put America first and political agendas last. We can power our own country, create thousands of good-paying American jobs, and unleash American energy to be bigger and better than ever before. Because when America builds, America wins. Read API's plan to secure America's future at permittingreformnow.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
Why was the government shut down? Because big insurance greed knows no limits. The same insurance companies pocketing billions in profits we're demanding billions more in taxpayer-funded subsidies again, putting millions of families at risk, shutting down our government. Now, unless they get their billions, the big insurance companies are threatening to raise your premiums even more, putting greed and profit before patients. It's time to hold them accountable.
Okay, so picking up where we left off on Good Time, Fun Time Friday, it was about Olivia Nuzzi and her book and trying to get out in front of the whole RFK rumor mill and her fiance front-running it, essentially, and saying, well, it's not all you need to know. She also had an affair with Mark Sanford. Mm-hmm. And it became somewhat of a scandal. Well, he's now given a second component to all of this, which has changed different components of how we see all of it.
Before we get into that, I want to give credit to, I think, you. I want to give credit to Duncan. I think Ashbrook also said this, is when we discussed it on the Fun Time Friday, I was like, do you think he's going to paywall part 2? Mm-hmm. And you were all like, he absolutely is.
And then he did.
And he did.
Yeah.
He did, but we still have the whole thing.
Yeah, we do.
Which we're going to tell you all about right now. Because, I mean, here's the thing, guys. And I saw it. We read all the comments, and there are a lot of people who are like, I am here for it. Like, as we were discussing before the break, I'm here for it. I don't even know what this is, and you guys are having so much fun, so I love that you guys are having fun. Good for you. You know, but, like, you have to understand, we don't have a lot of gossip in our lives.
Not a lot, no.
You know, we're just some guys with young families.
Yep.
We
underperforming football teams.
Football teams. We're pretty well tethered to reality. We don't watch a lot of reality television. But in our line of work, this is the closest thing to Real Housewives that you get in politics.
This is it.
And at the end of the first Ryan Lizza piece was the reveal that, you know, she had done this with Mark Sanford. Obviously, we knew the RFK thing. So the title for the second piece from Ryan Lizza was She Did It Again. And you're like, oh my God, banger. You're like, banger.
So because everybody was hoping for a narrative on the RFK front, because that's the one we knew about. It was public, a digital affair, as it were. Well, we found out about the Mark Sanford thing. So now when are we going to get to this other thing? Well, it starts with She Did It Again.
She did it again. And immediately, Lizza goes into some of the, well, we'll call it poetry.
That's what...
that they were writing to each other?
They were writing poetry. And this had been discussed publicly, and it was phrased as poetry.
Mm-hmm. The title of which... RFK wrote a poem called Drink From My Love.
Oh, he's a real poet. Some people might call him Edgar Allan Pogo Stick.
Well, yeah. And look, I'm not trying to condone the alleged affair.
Yeah.
I will not.
Okay.
I'm going to be courageous here. I'm going to say monogamy is a good idea.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, well, it's a bold stand.
But I have to acknowledge writing that I am a river and you are my canyon that's kind of cool. It is. It's good. It's good writing.
Well, it's
like, imagine being Ryan Lizza and you're working your entire professional career, and he's a very talented writer, don't get me wrong. And then this just Kennedy rolls up and tells your fiance, I am a river and you are my canyon. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Edgar Allan Pogo Stick.
Meanwhile, like, Lizza's like arranging her high heels.
Yeah.
He's a weird feet dude. I bet RFK got the vibes, and he was like, well, if you're just a weird feet dude, it's a wrap. I'm going to roll up.
Yeah. I'm going to roll up. With phrases such as your open mouth awaiting my harvest.
Oh.
It's a bit much. It's a bit much.
I mean to squeeze your cheeks to force open your mouth. I'll hold your nose as you look up at me to encourage you to swallow. Don't swallow a drop.
Come on.
This is all alleged by Lizza. This is all written by Lizza.
Yeah, we didn't write any of this.
We wrote none of this.
This is none of it. I'm reading word for word.
Our attorneys are like, please make it clear.
Yeah, this
is written by Ryan Lizza.
And then you get to the canyon.
The canyon.
Yeah. Where
I am a river and you are my canyon.
Yeah. I mean to flow through you.
Yes.
I mean to subdue and tame you, my love. Poetry, as we were saying. It's
something. I don't know if I'd call it poetry.
Oh, I would.
Wadsworth, Longfellow.
Yeah, right.
It's all in the
Longfellow.
great orders of our day. No question about it.
Okay, so but it gets worse, dude. All right, so obviously this is about the RFK thing and yada yada yada, and of course, Lizza and Nuzzi, at least in his telling of it, there's like a spiraling out of this whole thing, where she's like, well, I didn't actually cheat on you. It was digital affair, and I never actually consummated this relationship. It was love letters and poetry and yada yada yada.
I read the first couple paragraphs of part 2 before I hit the paywall, and it was just like it got really very graphic and unhinged. And I checked out. I was like,
you are sensitive to that.
Well, so that's the thing. So I checked out, but does he go into at all like? After he finds out about Mark Sanford, he was like, I'm done here and bounce, and somehow she tricks him into staying with her. Does he address that at all?
He does. And that's the turn in this that I'm getting to now.
Okay.
So this is the point where it moves beyond, I think, just like infidelity or poor decisions or crossing boundaries into actual insanity.
Mm-hmm. I know where he's going.
And that is
right. This is correct.
Hold on, let me wet my whistle real quick.
It's actual insanity. I'm now at the edge of my seat on this.
I'm loving this. This is the best.
Yeah, this is the sociopathic component.
So Lizza finds this fake article, tabloid style article that Nuzzi had written. Remember he found like all of these. She would doodle and draw and write things constantly, just like drafts of things or poems and things like that.
As an artist does.
She's an artist. Mm-hmm. Not quite. I've read some of American Canto. This shit sucks, by the way. She's a fucking terrible writer. Lizza is a good writer, dude. I'm sorry you went through this. It's actually your fault, and you should have known that when you were trying to get her out of Keith Olbermann's house for 10 fucking years, dude, that she was crazy. But you're a good writer. She sucks. American Canto sucks. Don't read this book. It sucks.
Dude, this is good stuff.
Olivia Nuzzi, she wrote a article, tabloid star article, quote, sources in Washington, D.C. and Charleston have been buzzing recently about an unexpected romance. Mark Sanford and Olivia Nuzzi.
She's writing this?
One of the most famous political reporters in America, a blonde beauty who gained critical acclaim as a skilled profile writer. She's writing this about herself.
Writing this about herself.
She is fantasizing about her affair becoming public. That's psycho behavior.
He found this on
allegedly. This is all according to Lizza. Allegedly.
So Lizza is saying that he found this written on like hotel stationery.
Well, I do want to pause.
Or like on her laptop or something.
Yeah, I do want to pause just for a second. And one of the many reasons why we find this so entertaining for you all, dear listener, is because these are the people you've entrusted to tell you the story of who your candidates are.
Mm-hmm. Dude, a lot of unreliable narrators.
Dude, that is important context,
right?
We learned in school about unreliable narrators. You got to be careful when you're reading a story with one of these.
But these are the people.
These aren't just like unreliable narrators. These are just unhinged humans. These are like a threat to society and themselves. And then they've been entrusted as like the gatekeepers and the scribes. Unbelievable.
Like her profiles of Republican candidates dating back to 2016 have become somewhat conventional wisdom in press circles. Little did we know that we were dealing with like a sociopath. So
that's why I've for years made the blanket statement, every last journo to Gitmo. Because listen, there may be like one or two who are not like a threat to society, but are you going to take that risk? Because I feel like the vast majority of these people are crazy and unhinged and dangerous.
She's writing an article about herself that is not an actual article. It's what it would look like in her mind's eye.
And so this is the point in which we diverge, me and Ryan Lizza. And our other stuff is obviously horrible, and I would have said no and ran away as far as, but like this is the one where I'm like, I question you, dude, to your core, that this wasn't the final straw that broke the camel's back. Because you read that and you're like, okay, well, now I'm dealing with a crazy person.
Yeah.
If you really believed that, if this is really true, what Ryan Lizza is sharing about what she wrote about this fake article, he chose to stay after this.
Mm-hmm.
He stayed with her. Now, he claims, and this quote here is, yes, I know I should have run far away, but COVID lockdowns had just descended on Washington, and she had no place to go.
For this?
Yeah. So he's like, I want somebody around when COVID was going on, so I'll take this crazy person who cheats on me all the time. She can't cheat on me because we're locked down.
Dude, that is insane.
I mean,
Do you want to know how she describes this to him?
Please.
When he's like, hey, what's up with that?
yeah.
She says, Olivia told me she wrote a fake article as an exercise to think of what might be the worst that could be publicly said about if the affair had become known. The worst that could be was that
She just a blonde beauty.
Yeah.
a blonde.
Oh, that would be the worst.
A blonde beauty, and like describing herself as, one of the most famous political reporters in America.
Yeah, that'd be the worst.
Oh, just terrible. I mean, dude, you start to get the real.
You
the
get
real,
it.
real
You
here.
start getting to it.
You know, and this is like this is part of what you deal with all.
Can I give a
this.
quick value add? Because I think we probably have a lot of young men who listen to this show. And this is me being like serious for a little bit of time. You should never stay with someone who's fucking crazy. Like, sometimes it takes a while to learn something like that, especially in college and such. And you can just like bypass all the like awful time that you have to spend with a completely insane person. You can always just hit the door because there's hundreds of thousands of women out there who are extremely normal
and cool
and worth spending your time with. There's billions of them
that will love you.
Not a billion.
Dude, it is an important point, Smug. I'm so glad you mentioned that because I do feel like at some point in your life, and usually earlier on when you're naive and stupid and you end up in bad relationships, like you're going to run into a human hurricane. You're going to run into somebody
no
who can destroy everything.
Yeah.
And like having courage is running away.
Yep.
It is.
Yes,
it is.
dude.
Turns out free will, it's biblical.
Yeah.
It's out of the whole Adam and Eve.
Yeah, and
Story.
it's
You
better
know?
better to just grab beers with your dudes, watch the game, than waste your time with a crazy person trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
Like, it's that easy, dude.
Another little vignette that I think plays in both of these characters with RFK and with Sanford is in a text exchange. I also asked Olivia if she'd sent Mark any pictures that might embarrass us if it became public. She insisted that she only sent one
Oh my!
inappropriate photo. Only one. Before or after you had sex with him? I asked. This is her fiance. She
Weird.
said after.
What the fuck?
So why did you send it? I mean, dude, and like the funniest part about all of this is they're having a discussion about her sleeping with.
How's this dude having this discussion instead of leaving?
Dude, it's like, it's all. What a weirdo. I mean, that's so.
Does he say that like I'm busy organizing her shoes and asking these crazy ass questions?
But so that is the sort of weird and detached thing about Lizza and his entire presentation through all the recitation of these facts is, and he uses this metaphor, the bamboo in his backyard in the first article and this one.
Yes.
And it's like you start to get this sense that like while he's in a relationship with Olivia Nuzzi, he's really just maintaining the spread of her crazy, like he's maintaining the bamboo in the backyard of the house they own.
Yeah.
Also, I want him to
Just
Cutting it down.
I want him
Firebomb it
he needs
when
to-
necessary.
He needs to take a second and get down off his cross and be real with himself. And it's like you kind of reap what you sow, amigo.
Of course.
When you've left your wife and kids.
Yep.
You think God's gonna let that slide? He's like, here's what you get. Here's what you get. And if we're gonna speak about real quick, an aside, if Nuzzi sending her nudes, I want to bring this up. Can I get graphic 3 up here? This is, I thought, another unhinged angle to this. This is a blue sky or whatever you call the tweets over there from Oliver Darcy, a skeet. Oh my God! In this context, this fucked up saga.
Yeah.
Oliver Darcy says the forthcoming print edition of Vanity Fair includes an abstract nude portrait of Olivia Nuzzi.
What is an abstract nude?
Is that like like a
maybe like
nude?
an artful one that's like blurred or like from the
No,
side
I
or
think
something?
it's like where they put like triangles for boobs.
Oh, triangles.
No, it's not. It's not like a Picasso, dude. I think it's like it's a photograph, but I think it's gonna be just like
Well, it's
with like mirrors and shit.
abstract just means you've lost your mind, right? It's just like you kind of know.
Bro's like they brought Picasso back to life to paint her.
They're like kind of knowing what you're getting at, and then they throw like trade towers on boobs or something. You know what I mean? Like it's
My God, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let that just hang out there. Our
that'd
audience,
be
you can throw the
abstract.
comments out there. I'm not gonna do it.
yeah. I don't know. I mean, look, I haven't seen it.
God, bro.
I haven't seen it. But Darcy got into a larger component of all of this, which is, well, she's in trouble. and it turns out that the Vanity Fair folks are looking into whether or not they have made a potential mistake. As all of this spirals, because again, Liz is a good writer. He's gotten out in front of this, and everything that she hoped to reintroduce herself to the American public and re-become sort of the preeminent biographer of Republican politicians has now come into, well, I would say, some question, right?
Yeah, she was on her way to becoming Doris Kearns Goodwin.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And so, like, the New York Times all of a sudden gets on this. The New York Times.
Right.
When New York Times is writing about a journo, it ain't good.
No.
Especially a lefty journo at that. Can we put up this graphic? Graphic 3A. And this is about Keith Olbermann. And what Mr. Olbermann had lived with her for a while in a Trump building. Interesting.
On the Upper East Side.
On the Upper East Side, if you can believe the irony he told me. He said he discovered her writing on Twitter where she provided witty political analysis as a student, and he wondered if she might be a good fit for the TV show he'd hosted in those days. They met for dinner. She was 18. He was 52. And instead of working together, they began dating, he said. They got 2 Maltese puppies and James Thurber-inspired tattoos. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Duncan, can you please just...
What's a James Thurber-inspired tattoo?
Ashbrook might know. He's old as hell.
I think it's one of those things, and we talked about this with the first release of the first part of Liz's Substack, is that lefty liberal journalists love to litter their writing with these cultural signifiers along the way.
Yes.
You know,
to prove their intellect.
Exactly.
And I have read many leather-bound books.
Their pedigree, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you're right.
Names that you will undoubtedly never heard are inspiring me to go on to great things.
Right.
It's a good indicator of a fraud. And Michael has pointed out on numerous occasions instances on the right of people who dog-ear certain books to make it look like they know more than they're talking about. The left does this every day of the week.
Sure.
And something to watch for, dear listener.
So, any case, he said their relationship was marriage-y, Mr. Olbermann said. It was very much an at-home with the dogs sort of thing.
Just so ridiculous.
One of the things that drew us together is that neither of us really liked people.
So that's a huge tell.
Also, like, entirely consistent with what you know of the modern day lib.
Yeah.
Right. Everything
they're
is
misanthropic monsters. And then, like, this from Liz's story is she's an absolute monster, right? And listen, he allowed himself to get involved with this monster. And it's hilarious, but the New York Times piece continued. So Olbermann's like, oh, it was very marriagey. It says, the day after our conversation, Mr. Olbermann called to clarify something that had not come up. He wanted it known that they did not begin a physical relationship until Miss Nuzzi was 19. What a saint, you know?
God, man.
Well, good for him.
What self-control? He waited a year. He's only 3 times her age.
It says, Miss Nuzzi apparently does not consider her relationship with Mr. Olbermann to have been marriagey. I have not ever before and will not now acknowledge any claims made by this person, she wrote in a text.
But I think, you know...
These are just such messy, insane people.
They are messy, insane people, and you wonder about the disconnect between the people who write about Washington and the people who actually live in America. And
Yes.
the people who write about Washington describe their lives as marriagey. The people who live in America have a marriage. They don't describe their lives as anything.
Right.
The people who write about Washington talk about an at-home with the dogs sort of thing. The people who live in America have dogs and they live at home sometimes.
Yeah, they're like, we watch Jeopardy and we watch The Office and we hang out.
Right. For them, it's like pretend. They're pretending to be American, and yet they live in New York and they are so out of touch. And then normal people are like, what are you even talking about? This is my life.
This was a real thing, I tell you.
Right.
We got James Thurber-inspired tattoos.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, that is the most insane thing I've ever heard. And I have an observation that I do not possess the courage to share with the audience. So I'm going to hold that to myself.
No.
What?
I'm going to hold it to myself.
Why would you say
why would
it?
you say
Why
that?
would you even say that? Have the courage. What is the point of having a show called Ruthless if you don't have the courage? Say it.
Say it.
I just think that Columbia University is passing out flying in pilot's licenses so that all these journos can do 9/11 on our minds.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Dude.
That's why I wasn't going to say it.
Thank God you did. That's like the best thing I think I've ever said on here.
Man, I gotta be honest. I read the excerpt from American Canto. That's better metaphor than anything Olivia Nuzzi's done.
Dude, it took a while for that to hit. But it
hits.
did.
That hits.
Dude, thank you for that, Ashbrook. That did take courage.
Just so you know, James Grover Thurber was an American cartoonist, writer, humorist, journalist, and playwright who is best known for cartoons and short stories published in The New Yorker and collected in numerous books. None of you who are well-adjusted humans have ever or will
Seriously.
ever.
Oh, the New
hear.
Yorker cartoonist tattoos. What a reference. You're so cool, dude.
Let me get a James Thurber.
It's like, congrats, you talked an 18-year-old to
On my
get a
breast.
tattoo with you. You're a real hero.
You're a real hero. What an intellectual. Hey, I convinced an 18-year-old to live with me. I'm so cool and mature.
Do you think he made her get it as a tramp stamp?
Oh, my God.
If he did, it's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Can you imagine that? If that's the truth, Olbermann has got to be the most twisted person in American society. I mean, how did he go?
I still haven't recovered from that shit.
How did he go wrong? He was reading sports stats and making everybody happy in the 90s, and then all of a sudden he has his 18-year-old girlfriend get a Thurber tramp stamp. Like,
we don't know it to be the case that it's a tramp stamp. I'm just merely
parody. We're laughing.
Well, I'm positing a question.
Yeah.
They're the ones that said that they had James Thurber inspired tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm just simply wondering where those tattoos, because it's not on their face.
from John Kruk to James Thurber.
Yeah,
This guy is fallen.
it is where it is. All right, so listen, that's our update. He's going to keep producing these things, and we're going to keep providing you a little bit of analysis as to why we think it's relevant, and plus it's fun.
It's just funny.
It's just fun and funny, and it is what it is. But don't forget Thursday morning, we've got a huge show. And I'm not kidding you. This is going to be the best one that you've ever heard. Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, we show up shot out of a cannon. You're dragging your ass out of bed, and you're like, okay, it's going to be a big day. I got to get my mind wrapped around family and cooking, and I'm going to try to watch some football. We're going to give you the absolute playbook on how to deal with your day, your lib relatives, and everything else, and we're coming out with a lot of energy. Trust me when I say you're going to want to get in early. You're going to want to wake up early, put the ear pods in, and just watch the hell out of this thing, because it's great. It's great stuff. And when we come back, your comments from last episode, remember when you like and subscribe to the Ruthless Variety program, we read every single one of them. We provide you a little analysis and a little spit back of what it is that you've come up with. The question that we left you with on Fun Time Friday is about Nuzzi and her pop hit in the Cut Off the Old album that she produced as a 17-year-old. And if she picks up singing again, what are the names of the new album? Right after this.
Only 58% of Americans today say they're proud to be American. The lowest number ever recorded. That's not just sad, it is very dangerous, because if we forget what makes America special, we risk losing it. That's why Americans for Prosperity is launching the One Small Step campaign, a bold nationwide initiative to reconnect Americans with our founding principles that sparked unparalleled innovation and prosperity. It's not just a celebration, it's a call to action. Through the 250,000 Steps for Freedom Challenge, AFP is partnering with the grassroots in all 50 states to take meaningful steps that defend freedom and advance opportunity. Call your representative, attend a local event, knock on a door, talk to your neighbors. Every single step counts, and every step moves us closer to a more perfect union. Go to takeonesmallstep.com to learn more, then join the challenge at afpvolunteer.com.
Okay, so where we left off on Funtime Friday, we gave you a little insight into a piece of art that was produced by Olivia Nuzzi before anybody knew who she was as a 17-year-old. Let's play that clip.
It is so insane. My God.
Just a catchy tune.
That's the best writing she's done.
Yes.
If I'm being honest. I'm serious. I read the excerpt of American Canto. This book sucks. It is so bad. She does these thing with this. She has this crutch. You know, she's done good feature writing.
Yes.
The crutch here is she has to write about herself, and she's not good at that.
It's like staccato
It's
sentences.
staccato, small sentences, repetitive stuff, and none of it means anything. It's really bad.
It's like
bad
reading
writing.
a million little pieces.
Yeah, it's bad. All right, sorry. That's my aside.
Okay,
Let's
all
get
right.
into it.
Anyway, we asked you the question of what is the name of the new album if she comes out within. And to do that, we always start with a voice.
Okay, first one is from Lori Kirk, and Lori writes, song Living La Vida Viagra for the B-side of Jailbait.
Dude.
That's very funny, Lori. Very funny
Well,
indeed.
it seems as though she has entered a demo where that was particularly...
Those are tight, dude.
Yeah, that's a thing. All right, comment two.
This is from David M. David writes, fail bait. You guys, the episode was fire. I was rolling. How do these people sleep with themselves? I don't know how they sleep with each other, let alone themselves. All of these people are disgusting.
Yeah, that is the biggest takeaway.
I mean, pretty tough. Pretty tough. All right, last comment, Smugs.
Comment 3 is from Nick Napier. Nick writes, hitting below the beltway. We got like some New York Post caliber listeners.
Yeah. Might I add one?
Ooh, sure.
I am a river, you are my valley.
Yeah. Canyon.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Canyon.
Canyon.
No, it's a
Canyon.
grander.
It is grand.
It's a grander vision. It's simply a valley. That was cut deeply into the glacier era. Oh God, I'm sorry. It's too much.
We didn't do this to you. They did it to us.
They did. We're simply reporting what they've done. All right, so when we come back, we have some mystery variety that I have no idea what it is, and usually when that happens, it is a fun time.
Oh, pal, I have it. I'm doing it.
Only you know.
I know.
And then we'll reveal a little bit more variety right after this. Okay, Duncan, I don't know where to begin with this, but mystery variety, what are you doing to us?
Well, we had a horrible weekend in football at the Ruthless Variety
We did.
program. Bengals lost, Colts lost, Vikings lost.
Yeah.
And I just thought it would be useful to maybe encapsulate all of that in one clip, and I think that's probably clip number 2. So let's put that on the screen.
You son of a bitch. Unbelievable. Of course, it's the Viking van with a broken out tire.
Yeah.
Listen, I have so little.
Yeah.
Buddy.
I didn't want to do it.
You did.
No.
You did, and you hid it from me.
No, I didn't really want to. This was foisted upon me by Wolf. He loves the meat up front.
It's tough because even your Eagles lost. So, you didn't even have that
Oh,
going for you,
God.
so.
Jeez.
I'm just dragging my ass in here today. You know, I got nothing. My team is the worst it's been since 1985.
I feel like this one actually kind of broke you. And so I don't feel great about this joke, you know, because I love goofing on my friends, but I don't like seeing you actually sad.
Yeah.
And I feel like today was the first day you were actually sad.
I was actually...
You've been frustrated before by the quality of the play from the Vikings, but like today, I don't think you could even muster up a skull.
Nope.
You always get a hint on Sunday when the text chain goes silent from one side or the other. You know somebody's taking it hard. And what we always text each other ahead of the game says, gentlemen, prepare your minds and bodies. Because today is going to be a bad day.
And it was.
It was a terrible day.
Oh, God. Bless it. Don't make me root against your teams. I'll do it. I won't love it. But
It's
I'll do
okay.
it.
Go right ahead.
Okay, a little bit of variety. It turns out, so there's these psychos that, according to Newsweek, they've got nothing better to do with their time. They hate ICE. They hate ICE. And they don't like the fact that they are shipping illegal immigrants out of our country. And so what they've done is taken it upon themselves to harass the good people of Home Depot. Can we play clip 3?
That's what actually was.
So what you're seeing for the folks who are audio only.
Can everybody attention, please? If you're purchasing something,
I've been volunteering with.
So what you're seeing is there's a line of people who are buying what they think are ice scrapers. They're putty knives. They think they're ice scrapers. And then as soon as they buy them, they get back in line to return them, essentially to try to just like waste the time of everyone who works there and make it more difficult for people to shop at Home Depot, because they're blaming Home Depot for allowing ICE to arrest illegal aliens. Like, I think they want Home Depot to tell their employees to begin like attacking ICE if ICE shows up.
What are you buying? Nice scraper. Nice.
Oh, yeah, clever.
Smart.
What are you guys buying?
we are buying.
Look at this fucking guy.
Oh, yeah, done. That works. Yeah.
What are you buying?
Oh, he's got a mask.
He's wearing a mask.
Nice scraper.
Oh, yeah.
What are you buying today?
I'm buying ice scraper.
Oh, yeah.
It's a putty knife.
Oh, yeah, it works. It's great. Yeah, America's changed now. Yeah, just like when you sit in front of traffic to make the climate better.
I've got no fear about the future of our country. I mean, are you kidding me?
These people are insane.
There are enough people to fill up Home Depots across this country buying and returning ice scrapers. That's their level of productivity.
Insanity, dude.
Go volunteer at a soup kitchen.
Seriously.
Go do something to actually better the lives of people.
Dude, they're
it's like,
just...
criminal illegal aliens are going to get shipped out of this country whether you like it or not. How is this Home Depot's fault?
They're wearing stickers on their clothes that says "Ice out of Home Depot." Great work, fellas.
Yep.
Great work.
Wonderful.
You
They always
psychos.
do so good.
You psychos.
They don't even know what an ice scraper is.
Yeah.
No, they're buying putty knives.
Putty knives.
They don't have any idea. Manual labor. It's like
I mean, you grew up in Minnesota.
Totally.
I grew up in Denver. You know the actual ice scraper thing with the brush on it. You keep that in like the trunk of your car. You keep it in your car.
Well, and they're plastic and they're transparent. They're like clear plastic. They're not a black putty knife that you use when you're painting shit.
These are the biggest idiots.
Absolute idiots.
Parents are probably idiots too.
It does provide a pretty good transition to our guest, the ICE director, Todd Lyons. Well, there are some people who are super important in Washington, D.C., and it turns out when the President of the United States has a A1A priority, and the guy that he chooses to lead that becomes a pretty important individual, and he's up to important stuff. Very happy to have the ICE director, Todd Lyons. How are you, sir?
Good. Thanks for having me. It's great.
So look, let's start with a little background, right? You don't just wake up and become the ICE director. How did you get into this line of work? Where'd you grow up?
Sure. Well, it's funny you say you wake up and become the ICE director. That's how it actually happened. Fair. Around March 6th, I got a call from the secretary. It's like, hey, it's Sunday morning. It's like, going on Face the Nation, 10 o'clock, I'm going to announce you as the ICE director. New phone, who's this? What? But
really? I mean, you didn't have any heads up?
No, I mean, you never expect you're going to be the top guy, right?
Yeah.
I was doing some senior advisor roles, and I was running enforcement removal operations.
Yes.
I was the EAD over there, kind of running that on the deportation side. And, I mean, it's a great honor, but...
Yeah, it came as a surprise.
Yeah. I mean, again, like when you're chosen to be the leading the tip of the spear of the president's #1 agenda.
Yeah.
It definitely gives you some gray hair real quick.
No kidding. No question about it.
No, but I grew up, born and raised Boston, Massachusetts, South Boston. Went in the military.
Yeah.
Did almost 10 years in the Air Force. Came out, I was a police officer in Tampa.
Yeah.
Tampa area for about 8 years. Was kind of getting up there in age, and like everybody else was like, hey, I got to get with the federal government before I turn 34. And ICE just came out, and I applied to all these other agencies, and get this manila envelope. I'm dating myself now, right? Comes in the mail.
Yeah.
No, hey, I've been selected for Immigration and Customs. I don't even remember taking the test. And I was like, all right, here we go.
So good. I don't know what this is, but I'm going to do it.
So I did. I said, oh, hey, told my wife, hey, I guess we're going to Dallas.
Yeah. So you're based out of Dallas, doing the ice for years.
Yeah. I consider kind of Dallas my home. That was my main field office. I spent almost 12 years there.
Yeah.
Doing fugitive operations and all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
And it was great. Kind of moved my career up in the ranks down there. And then I was the assistant field office director. Kind of ran our enforcement side of the house, which was like a criminal alien program, getting the guys out of the jails, fugitive operations, special operation. I did all that. And then I got promoted. I went up and I ran the Boston field office, which was good.
Yeah.
You know, got to go home. Ran all 6 states, all New England. So that was great. You know, people didn't tell me I had a weird accent, so that was kind of good.
Yeah, right. Everybody sounded normal.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in Dallas, I remember the first time dealing with a real county sheriff. He asked me how long I'd been in the country.
Fucking funny.
I said to him, I said, well, where do you think I'm from? And he's like, oh, you must be from like one of the islands. I'm like, Rhode Island? I mean, which one are you talking about?
Rhode Island. That's great.
That is so good.
Went up there and came back down to headquarters, did a bunch of headquarters stuff. I was deputy assistant director of the Southwest Border during the Biden administration, so that was hectic.
So that's what I wanted to ask you about. I mean, look, you spent a number of years seeing different administrations, the priority that they put or lack thereof on what it is that you do for a living. Like, give us a little compendium of how that's...
You know, one thing I always say is it's super hard to do in law enforcement when it ebb and flows every 40, 80 years.
Yeah.
How you change your work, right?
Right.
And it was super hard the last administration because, you know, they counted things as enforcement actions or we were making arrests, but it really wasn't. You know, prime example, like we'd have people come to the Boston office who were just released into the country. And to turn themselves in within 30 days and once they get settled, right? I used to always sound like a Travelocity ad. I was like, oh, you know, Massachusetts is number 3 destination site for all new non-citizens.
Yeah.
Because they all come for the benefits. And they would come to get processed, to get the paperwork saying they're in proceedings, just to get state benefits.
Unbelievable.
So WIC, welfare, housing. So it wasn't like we were arresting them. But the last administration counted that as an arrest.
Unbelievable.
But we just let them right back out.
And really all you're doing is letting them right back out and then giving them the opportunity to get taxpayer benefits.
100%. And one big thing with that is the backlog we're dealing with now. So like, for instance, New York field office, they used to have lines all around 26 Fed downtown going to the Brooklyn Bridge. And their court dates were going out 2034, 2035.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, and it's just like these people are going to be here forever.
Yeah.
Right?
It's crazy.
9 years before a court date that they're supposed to show up for, and one of the chances the honor system works on that.
Yeah, and there was this, you know, the poor Border Patrol was so overwhelmed back in the day, especially like with the Del Rio Bridge incident when all the Haitians were under the bridge, and it got to the point where it's just like, hey, where were you going? I'm going to the New York office. Here's the address. Report when you get there.
Unbelievable.
Right? So it was scary now, and that's what the part we're dealing with now is because we really don't know who really came in the country during that time.
Right. You're trying to clean up the mess that was made by an abject ignoring of any sort of border policy whatsoever.
Right. Yeah, and I mean this
it has to be frustrating.
It was, and that was my fourth. So, you know, I started under President Bush, and then we went right to President Obama for 8 years, President Trump, President Biden, back to President Trump, and each time, you know, Trump 45 was great because we were out there doing stuff, but it got slammed right away with injunctions, things like that. So, you know, come out the gate full speed, then you're stopped, right? Then COVID hit. That threw the world upside down. But then to come in and have the momentum we had get overturned on the Biden side, it was tough. You know what I mean? So the good thing I always say now is that, you know, one executive order President Trump gave was enforce the law the way it's written. So it's great. You know what I mean? And I think that's a lot of the frustration we're seeing, or is the fact that people just can't believe, oh my God, I've been here 8 to 10 years. Now you're arresting me. Well, yeah, you're here illegally.
Yeah, right.
Right?
That was part of the deal when you came in.
And that's our biggest complaint when people are like, you're arresting collaterals, right?
Yeah.
Like, if we go out there, we're just not going to turn a blind eye. It's kind of like a city cop.
Right.
If you pull someone over and someone in the passenger seat, you know, has a warrant for unpaid child support, you're not going to leave that guy. You're going to take him.
Right.
So.
Right.
Well,
no,
that's a really good point.
There's a ton of misconception out there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because like we follow this stuff pretty closely, and as you know, Wolf has got family in the industry, but. So we know what you're up to, but obviously Democrats in Congress and the whole partisanship against anything that President Trump wants to do is sort of tried to shift the Overton window on what it is that your core mission is. And like we've heard you speak extremely clearly about where the priorities are about getting violent criminals out of this country. And it seems like that part has never changed, despite the fact that they would lead you to believe you're rolling through deporting everybody's favorite waitress.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so can you talk about that just for...
Yeah, I mean, like, so obviously, we always, I was one of the first field office directors under the last administration, too, that was kind of beating the bush up there in Massachusetts with, like, worst of the worst, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're totally against immigration, there's no way you can argue with us deporting and arresting a child sex offender.
Right.
Please come have that argument
Yes,
with me.
please.
Right? I'd love to have it.
Publicly,
right?
please, yeah.
We used to always have protesters at the Boston office, and they would always be outside with, don't keep kids in cages. And it was great because we called it the Lexington Book Club because they were all retired, middle-aged white people out there with coming from Lexington, Concord area. And I'm like, so I used to get my Dunkin' Donuts and I'd walk out and stand there with them. And I'd be like, I don't have a kid in a cage, but I'll show you a gang member Fentanyl deal if you want to come in and see them. You know what I mean?
Come in and play a hand of cards, maybe a margarita.
But they don't want to. They don't want to have that argument. So what they're seeing now is if we do go out there, obviously we're going to prioritize.
Yeah.
Until the big beautiful bill came online, we were one of the smallest law enforcement agencies.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we would have to, if you're thinking about those numbers, when you're like, we have 1.5 million that have final orders of deportation.
Yeah.
With 5,000 deportation officers.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have to, hey, let's get the worst of the worst. No one's going to argue with it. But we go out there, and if we, like I said, if we encounter someone that's here illegally, that's got to go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And all we're doing is enforcing the law, which really makes us mad, too, because every time we get pushback from either the House or from the Senate, it's like, you all write the laws.
Yeah,
you
right.
Can change
you
this.
can change it.
We'll do what you want to do.
Right.
If you go on immigration reform, we'll be the first ones to say, hey, let's do it. Let's change it how you want. But this is how it's written right now.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. You mentioned all of the people who came in under Biden, and there's so many people who are here that nobody really knows who they are because they just walked across the border when somebody wasn't looking. We saw so many videos of these guys from North Africa, fighting age men from Eastern Europe and from China. And I know you guys are working overtime to make sure that you get those guys out of here. But they don't have a final deportation order yet. They don't have, they probably walked into our country and spread out. Now they're working at some restaurant off books or they're just living in an apartment.
That's tough.
That is one of the things that really terrifies people. We hear it from our audience all the time. Can you talk about what you're doing and how you feel like the progress is going on that specific type of population?
So, I think really what's good for us is the fact that under President Trump, we got rid of catch and release, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's talking about, oh, my God, immigration, detention, skyrocketing. You have so many people in custody. Well, we're not going to just arrest someone to give you a chance to go out and do something again once we finally figure out, hey, you're a known suspected terrorist.
Yeah.
Come back in 3 or 4 years.
I mean, it's just a wild policy.
Right? So we're going to we're keeping everybody in custody now. What we're really seeing a lot of good help with is with our 287G program with the state and local agencies. Because honestly, that's our wider net, right? If you think about how many state troopers and county people on the side of the road, you all probably seen the successes we've been having with the CDL licenses.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Huge.
Right? And that's one of the things I always say. ICE is an agency born out of 9/11. And you think about it, you have illegal aliens, military-age males, Uzbekistan,
right?
All these different countries, driving a rig.
Yeah, wow.
Most of them have a real ID that can get them on an airplane, get them on a base.
Yeah.
Right?
Scary stuff.
They just give them out licenses.
And now they're driving this missile pretty much down the road. You don't even know what they're carrying. Could be anything, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So having states like Indiana, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana that are out there doing stuff like that, that's where we're making the headway. And I wish people would kind of appreciate that and more agencies would work with us.
Yeah.
Because it's helping the local cops as well. But, I mean, they're our eyes and ears. They see it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's our best chance of stopping any attack in the future. That's my biggest fear. We always talk about what ICE is doing on the immigration side, but we do a lot of national security and counterterrorism investigations.
Yeah.
And that's, because that's the key thing. That's my biggest fear, too, is out of all these, especially these military-age males we let in, who do we really let in?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
right?
We've been saying this for forever.
Right.
That's lost.
And we're all wondering which states are the states where they are the least vigilant against these military-age men.
You go California, Oregon.
Look at New York. I mean, when we first started doing the CDL thing, they authorized them. If you didn't want to give your name, you didn't have to. So
Oh,
it was a first name, and it said no name given for the last name.
They put that on a license.
And the state of New York's argument was, well, the person at the RMV couldn't understand them. I'm like, no. They just gave him the option of not, and it's a real ID. So that person could.
So it's like Cher
Yeah.
and Prince.
Yeah.
Like they just like
Sitting next to you on the airplane is a guy whose last name is redacted.
Oh yeah, that's unbelievable.
So like I think about the whole real ID thing, right? So you go in there, you pretty much have to give a blood test to get in there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Yeah,
I went
right.
and I brought. I had to bring so many supporting documents. I brought my Veteran Affairs, my latest thing from the VA.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, it didn't come in the original envelope. We can't take it.
No kidding. I mean, that is the experience most people have getting it. So you're telling me these people were like, yeah, you can call me Bob if you want.
Yeah.
Here you go.
It literally said Mohammed, no name given.
Oh,
and you're sitting and you're just, how does this happen, right? And then you have Governor Newsom he just rescinded 17,000 of them. But a guy in an Indian national kills a family of 5 in Florida doing a crazy U-turn,
right?
And it was a California real ID driver's license CDL.
Yeah, right. Just given out, haphazardly.
Can you help me understand the complexity and how bad this issue is of the deportation order backlog that we are dealing with right now? Because I saw this tweet from Senator Van Hollen about, it's like their new Maryland man thing about this, immigrant who's being removed from the country, and Tricia McLaughlin, who is doing great work on Twitter trying to correct all the misinformation on this stuff, was talking about how this woman, from Vietnam was convicted of grand larceny, multiple counts of forgery and fraud, all these sorts of things. An immigration judge had given her a final order for removal in 2004.
Wow, are you kidding?
So like, how much of that stuff's still going
It's
on?
still going on.
And how do we cut through that backlog?
So, one thing is we have all these recalcitrant countries too. With Vietnam's one, Laos, Cambodia, Cuba, different countries would come up with ways not to take their people back. I'll give you a prime example. Pakistan had a thing where it was like, okay, we have a passport, we need a travel document. Oh, we can't take him because he didn't get the national ID card that was issued in 2006. I'm like, well, because he's been here since 1998, right?
Yeah, right.
You can't help him, right? But that was the problem. So we have so many people now that were on our non-detained docket, which is pretty much like ICE probation, if you kind of think of it like that. They have to check in so many times a year because all these countries wouldn't take them back. But now with President Trump and Marco Rubio in the State Department, Secretary Rubio, they're killing it and putting the pressure on these other countries to take people back. But the other thing, too, is, and the media lost their minds because they thought it was something crazy. President Trump's breaking the law again. But the Safe Third Country Act, it's a part of the Immigration Nationality Act. Been there since 1958. That we can have an option. If another country will take these people back, they'll take them back. So we're not, honestly, you hate to say it, but we're not playing games anymore, right?
Yeah, right.
Hey, great, you're a sex offender from Cuba. Well, we don't want you here.
Yeah,
if they don't want you here, South Sudan will take you, and then we'll,
it's a hell of a place to wake up.
And of course we got a lot of pushback now. Like, I can't believe sending people.
Well, what's the option?
Yeah, we're just not going
Well,
to
the other option is they just leave and they go back home. And that it should be the policy of the United States, right? It's like, if you're not willing to leave, we'll send you somewhere.
We're going to send you somewhere.
It's funny, we start doing those third country removals, and miraculously, all of a sudden, these countries now want, they'll take their people back.
Right?
Yeah. President Maduro sends a plane from Venezuela. I'll send you my own plane. Okay, great. Thanks. Come on, get them.
Fantastic. Sounds great.
Save us some money.
It's almost like running a travel agency.
It is. It is. So on the deportation side, enforcement removal operations, those deportation officers, they do God's work. They're out there. They deal with all these countries. They know exactly how, what country needs what travel document, how many, can we put on Korean Air at this time of the week? It's a well-oiled machine, the work that they do. And we're doing it even bigger now, which is crazy.
Yeah, because you're scaling the agency after the big beauty pass.
Yeah.
I imagine there's a challenge in that, too.
It was. It's amazing. I was blessed to the fact that we got it. I don't think they checked my credit score before they gave me a budget of $175 billion. But
the Boston cop is a couple of blockbuster returns that didn't go back.
God, that library book didn't make it, did it? But the way we treated it was, I got the leadership team together. I think back to when I was a brand new deportation officer and an agent, and I was like, I remember buying my own holsters.
Yeah.
So we did it now is if you're going to come work for us, you're going to have the best gear there is.
Yeah.
We're going to take care of everybody we didn't take care of before. It's not going to have to ask for anything. They're going to, safest equipment, best vehicles.
People want to come and work for ICE.
We want to make it,
Yeah.
we want to make it attractive, right?
Yeah.
Because, I thought it was going to be hard to recruit a lot of people just because we're getting beat up so bad in the media, right?
Yeah, yeah, totally.
It's there's really no middle.
No.
It's either left or right.
Right.
Whatever way you think about it, you're really pro-immigration or you absolutely hate us.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have over 200,000 applicants.
Wow.
That's
and
great.
It keeps growing every day.
That's
Yeah, so
incredible.
you got to scale up the old employment agency too. I mean, right? You gotta
Oh, God.
get people.
Yeah.
That probably didn't exist at some level.
We had a luckily enough to work with FEMA came to our aid with a lot of the HR, Department of War helped us out. We did a lot of private contracting with PR firms and HR firms, vetting.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Just the amount of people it was amazing. And I thought it was great. First time I started getting phone calls like, oh my God, there's an ICE ad on Monday Night Football. Great.
Yeah, right.
That was pretty awesome.
Never thought I'd see that, but that was awesome.
So there's a couple of these cases that I just wanted to talk about for a minute. There was an issue in Massachusetts where you found 3 unaccompanied alien children living in an apartment. And I think that people just don't hear about this stuff, right? I mean, there's a assumption, and anytime you read about it in the mainstream corporate media, it's all just the most difficult story to try to translate. But what they are not hearing enough about, in my view, is you're saving people.
100% every day.
Saving people's lives as a result of this. Conditions that you find some of these people, and then, there's just like absolute terrorists that within the last month you guys are detaining and getting the hell out of here.
I'll give you a prime example out of Massachusetts, right? So it's obviously a big sanctuary city. And all we're asking for is them to notify us.
Yeah.
Hey, please notify us when you have this person in custody. So when I was up there in 2018, we worked with the state Supreme Court, like, hey, if we arrest somebody, because the big thing was like, victims needs justice. If you'll deport them, victim will never get justice. But hey, work with us. Give us a writ from the court. We'll give them back and forth. They'll see his day in court. It's Cape down, issued down in Barnstable, Massachusetts. Beautiful, on the Cape Cod. Never thinks there's gonna be any crime. This guy rapes a young lady, gets arrested. We try to put a detainer on him. They don't honor it. They release him.
Local.
He goes, rapes another person.
Oh.
We finally arrest him. They're like, hey, we want to try him for this first crime. Okay, hey, give us a court order, we'll give him to you. They give us the court order, give it to him. The judge sees it. It was like, we're not honoring this. Releases him, and he goes rape somebody again.
No way.
So but then we tried getting that story out.
Yeah.
No one wants to tell
They
that
don't
story.
want to tell that story.
No one wants to tell that story.
I mean, that is it's the
But it's a prime
craziest.
example of what like sanctuary jurisdictions do, right? We just had a case 2 nights ago. We hit a club in San Antonio, known TDA gang spot, over 150 arrests, 27 TDA gang members arrested. One was wanted for human trafficking. There were 2-year-old children in this club at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my gosh, heartbreaking.
So what do we?
Yeah, what are we
It's
doing?
like, please argue with me about what we're doing.
Yeah.
But
no,
do you ever
know-
talk to some of these local cops? Like, I have to imagine, and you tell me, but I have to imagine there's a lot of people who signed up to put criminals in prison, and when they know that they're a cop in a place that's a sanctuary city,
you get
they don't
some-
feel so great about letting a rapist back on the streets.
No,
Like,
and I've said it all the time. Like, the worst thing you want to do is pit law enforcement against each other.
Totally.
right.
That's just doesn't make anybody safe.
Right.
But we have like so many local cops. They'll be like, "Hey, if you happen to go to this intersection, I have this guy right now." Right.
Yeah, right.
Because they see it too. Because a lot of it kind of goes back to like the broken windows theory in New York. We start arresting people for smaller things. like
absolutely.
broken, stall jumping, littering. But these guys deal with these same knuckleheads all the time. Prime example, Massachusetts, city of Lawrence. It is the #1 hotspot for fentanyl distribution. It's not even ICE was saying it. It was back National Geographic on Drugs, Inc. There was it's episode 7. If you went to the 36-minute mark, 'cause I said it all the time. They always blaming us for everything. The DEA said 90% of all the illegal heroin and fentanyl in Massachusetts was coming out of Dominican Republic's nationals in Lawrence.
So you think there is a clear overlay between sanctuary cities and fentanyl distribution
100%.
networks?
100%.
That's crazy.
So,
I mean, that seems that validates the entire purpose of the effort, to try to break this stuff up.
And that's one thing that frustrates me the most. So I had my cousin, one of my best friends, had a heroin addiction, died of a fentanyl overdose. And the Massachusetts State Police and the Boston cops were great about it. Homeland Security investigations were working for me at the time, investigated it. Guy came out of Lawrence. Was an illegal alien that they didn't honor the detainer. So for me to lose a family member from my own field office where, they didn't honor the detainer, it hits home. I tell people all the time, like, some of the best people you meet are these angel families. And I love some of these senators and Congress people that are so against us. Hey, have you sat down with all the angel families in your district who've actually lost somebody?
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. We just did Operation Midway Blitz in honor of Katie Abraham. Her dad, Joe's an amazing guy. But he's out there singing the praises of ICE because he sees firsthand, right? There was a guy killed his daughter and her best friend in a DUI crash that shouldn't have been here in the first place.
Yes.
Right?
So did you track down that drug dealer out of Lawrence who sold him the stuff?
No.
Couldn't find
He's
him.
still my white whale. Eventually we'll get him, but...
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
From this perch, it feels like you're going to find that guy.
Well, you know what? For me, the big thing for me is you have so many politicians that run on the fentanyl issues.
Yeah, right.
And, for all the delegation in Massachusetts, I always say, I can solve the problem right now.
Right.
Let us deport these guys. But instead, they'll get arrested, get $50 cash bail the same night. It'll be a different name next day. What's frustrating for us, especially when it comes to sanctuary jurisdiction, is most of these guys are prior deports. They've been formally deported back to their home country. So it's 8 U.S.C. 1326. It's re-entry after deportation. It's a felony.
Yeah.
So you have these poor state cops, local cops, that it's a felony committed in their presence.
Yeah, it's a
And
felony that
the
they
person's
can't-
their own evidence. Their
And they
body's
can't-
here.
Yeah,
right?
right.
And they can't even
And they
enforce
can't
it.
even push him. But the jail already knows he's been deported multiple times. Fentanyl dealer, $50, you can get back out.
It is an incredible thing that they have developed in these cities a federal statute crime that they will not enforce.
It is, and I wonder. I mean, you've been at this for so long. Do you notice a difference in the local cooperation from these sanctuary areas, from these sort of like blue cities? Do you notice a difference between their cooperation today and during the Obama administration? In other words, Obama was deporting people too, just like President Trump is doing, and following the law and all that. And it seems like the locals are just a little bit more involved with the human trafficking right now than they ever have been.
Yeah, I think just because we've been doing such a great messaging campaign on that, because I think that's one thing people just don't realize is that the exploitation that goes on in the human trafficking side.
Yeah.
That these people go through such horrific experiences, and then it keeps going when they're still here, right? Whether it be slave labor, sex labor, child trafficking, it's so abundant that I think if any cop you signed up to save people, you signed up to do the job, right? And they want to do the job,
Right.
and they want to do the right thing,
Right.
So like in the trafficking cases, that's something you can get behind. Because again, I'd always say to any elected official, explain to me in your constituents why you don't want to help us take down a human trafficking house that has a bunch of children, a bunch of young girls that are being exploited on sex
Somebody
trade,
make an
right?
argument against
Yeah,
that.
please come explain to me why we're not going to do this, right?
Right. Well, listen, you don't have a lot of time for golf, but we did stumble across something. Can we put up graphic one? All right, so here's...
You in flip-flops?
Here's
Hey,
director.
I'm aggressive. I'm aggressive.
We, not to bust balls, but...
Oh, well, I'm busting my fat ass there.
This falls into the category of, like, you're going to swing a club when you can, because you don't have a lot of time for that, so flip-flops, I guess, had to make do.
You know what? Yeah, I try to get golfing when I can.
We love the visual.
Yeah,
They're very good.
It's even worse. So, my dad, I had the opportunity to go with my father to go play Pebble Beach.
Did you?
2 years
Get
ago.
out.
Yeah, a kid from Southie should not be at Pebble Beach.
I was
number
just
one.
going to say, I thought they
It was
had
like
a prohibition.
Caddyshack. Where they had pools open at 1:15 and 1:30. That was me. I'm going up and it's free beer. I come back with 2. Everyone's looking at me like, what? Not everyone else is doing that?
They let the Boston kid in Pebble Beach. Not good. Not good. Now, listen, we appreciate what you're doing, and we know that you and all the officers that are charged with trying to do what they can under President Trump's leadership are under an enormous amount of stress, political and physical. I mean, you've got a lot of guys who've...
assaults are up over 1,000%. I mean, it's scary.
It is scary. Yeah, and the more you've got the Gavin Newsoms of the world and the Pritzkers of the world inciting people to basically attack your agents, it's got to be a tough thing to do. We recognize it. We appreciate it. Everything that you're doing in the face of all of that, because it's a very, very important thing.
No, we appreciate the support. Really, you guys have been great with having our backs, and that's one thing. I'm just super proud to lead ICE. The thing I care about the most is men and women of ICE, that they go home every day, because they're out there, they're doing a mission, and they're just cops. At the end of the day, they're just cops trying to do the right thing.
Yep. Well, you're doing a great job, Director Lyons. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Awesome. No, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Great thing.
Really, really good to have him in here to talk about everything that they're doing as an organization, and I feel like we learned an awful lot.
I do too.
Hearing all that.
And it's horrific. And that's the thing that I think is important, that our listeners have a full appreciation when he describes, like, they're raiding a club at 3 a.m. and they find like 2-year-olds there. It's like, these are horrific things that are occurring, and ICE and this administration are doing everything they can to make America safer and put an end to this human trafficking and the millions of other horrible effects of illegal immigration. And then right ahead, we show you the clip of like these idiot lefties who are like, no, we're opposing it. We support the human trafficking. It was great to hear the story from someone who's out there trying to make a difference.
Because the media doesn't do it.
But he's also been out there his entire career.
Yeah.
And what I really appreciate about him is this is a guy who's been out on the streets, trying to stop crime his entire life.
Yep.
And you can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
It's like he's a real Southie Boston guy.
No, I know.
It was hard. I felt like I was listening to The Departed.
Yeah. No, it was The Departed or The Town. Anything with Affleck, really.
Yeah, really.
Or Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you like them apples?
No, he's a great guy. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing. He's welcome back anytime. But it's nice to get a story that you're never going to get on your mainstream media about what it is that they're actually up to. Very, very different than what's reported. Do not forget Thursday. Do not forget. If there's one thing you take away from this entire episode, set your watch, set your alarm, look at the alert that comes in on your phone about Thursday's episode, the Thanksgiving Spectacular. It's the best thing that we do all year. You got to listen to it before you get up into the family spirit, because it's going to provide you incredible guidance. Get all of that when you like and subscribe to the Ruthless Variety program. With that, fellas, I think we did it.
I think so. Absolute banger of an episode. Gentlemen, thank you so much, Director Lyons, and thank you to listener. Just like Holmes said, go to the YouTube, hit that subscribe, because it's more fun in video. So until next time, minions, keep the faith, hold the line, and own the libs. We'll see you Thursday. Stay ruthless.